वेलकम स्टूडेंट्स। और आज जिस टॉपिक के बारे में हम बात करने जा रहे हैं वो है क्लास 12th के लास्ट यूनिट इकोलॉजी से चैप्टर 13 ऑर्गेनिजम्स एंड पॉपुलेशन। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द चैप्टर। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, it is necessary to know what is ecology. The branch of biology which deals with the study of relation of organisms to one another and to their physical surroundings is known as the ecology. The term ecology was coined by German scientist Ernst Haeckel. As ecology deals with the study of relationship of living organisms with the environment, it is also known as environmental biology. The other older terms used for ecology are hexecology and ethology. तो बेसिकली इकोलॉजी के अंदर हम ऑर्गेनिजम्स और उनके एनवायरनमेंट और डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स के बीच की रिलेशनशिप को स्टडी करते हैं। इकोसिस्टम। नाउ, व्हाट इज इकोसिस्टम? The intimate relationship between the living organisms and their non-living environment is known as ecosystem. The term ecosystem is coined by A.G. Tensley in 1935. Ecosystem comprises of various factors or components which are known as the abiotic and biotic factors. All the non-living components of the atmosphere are known as the abiotic factors, and all the living components means living organisms are called as the biotic factors or biotic components of the ecosystem, like plants, animals, bacteria, viruses, microorganisms. They are considered as the biotic factors of the ecosystem, while light, temperature, humidity, rainfall, soil are known as abiotic factors. Now, the first abiotic factor is temperature. It is the most important abiotic factor which affect all living organisms, because the biochemical reaction of all living organisms takes place at a particular temperature, or we can say at an optimum temperature. Depending upon their ability to tolerate a wide range of temperature changes, organisms can be classified into two categories: stenothermal and eurythermal. As you can see in the graph, stenothermal organisms are able to tolerate a narrow range of temperature changes, and eurythermal organisms are able to tolerate a wide range of temperature changes. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि ऐसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो कम रेंज ऑफ टेम्परेचर चेंजेस को टॉलरेट करने में कैपेबल होते हैं उन्हें स्टीनोथर्मल कहा जाता है, और ऐसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो एक वाइड रेंज ऑफ टेम्परेचर चेंजेस को टॉलरेट करने में कैपेबल होते हैं उन्हें यूरीथर्मल कहा जाता है। सेकेंड एबायोटिक फैक्टर which is very important in the distribution of organism is water. Water also play a major influencing factor on the life of all living organisms. It is commonly said that life is not possible on earth without water, because all the biochemical reaction which are takes place in the body of living organisms is actually takes place in a liquid medium inside the cell in cell cytoplasm. In large water bodies like oceans or seas, जहाँ पर कि quantity of water is not a limiting factor, इस टाइप की places पर quality of water become the limiting factor for the distribution of organisms. Quality of the water body refer as the salinity and temperature of the water bodies. On the basis of ability to tolerate salinity of the water, organisms can be classified into two categories: stenohaline and euryhaline. Stenohaline organisms are the organisms which are able to tolerate a narrow range of pH changes of the water bodies, while euryhaline organisms are the organisms which are able to tolerate a wide range of pH changes in the water bodies. The next abiotic factor which affect the life of organism is soil. The nature and composition of soil differ from one place to another place depending upon the climate, weathering process, and soil development method. The characteristic feature such as soil composition, grain size, percolation capacity, water holding capacity, etc. determine the native of the organism it can support. Different types of plants require different types of soil to grow, and the distribution of animals depending upon the type of plants which can grow in a particular environmental condition. The next important factor is light. The major source of light on earth is the sun. In fact, sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms on earth, and light is necessary for plants to perform photosynthesis, and all other living organisms depend on plants to obtain oxygen and food. Some plants become adapted to perform photosynthesis under very low light intensity since they are constantly overshadowed by tall trees. Many plants also depend on light for their flowering or photoperiodism. The availability of light on earth and is comparatively higher than that of water. Classification of plants based on the photoperiodism. Actually ये जो topic है, this is from class 11th where we have already studied the types of plants on the basis of the photoperiodism. But here it is referred because on the basis of this we can easily understood the effect of light on on the flowering in plants. As we can see, short day plants require less duration of light for the flowering. Long day plants require more duration of light or long days for their flowering, while third type of plants are called as the day neutral plants, in which flowering is not affected by the length of the day. Thank you, students. Now we will continue the next topic in the next lecture.